doesn't understand technology.
Oh, please, you just thought of that, too.
I did think of it. I did. It's right here, because I'm a genius.
Every once in a while, you have moments.
I mean, more than...
Hey, how's your bag supposed to work?
We'll go... Hello, everybody. Let me know if you can hear everyone. We had no problem last week when Native Son Woodart was on, which means that Maddie's probably the problem.
Oh, I am doubled. And loud.
Speak again and tell me if you are doubled.
All right, I have to wait for it to catch up.
Uh-huh. She's definitely the problem. Native Son had no worries.
You played with things right before.
So now
I'm real loud and kind of low quality.
I mean, don't be hard on yourself.
I mean,
I'm real loud and kind of low quality, she says, in case you didn't hear that. Someone says, well, loud isn't new.
The loud isn't new.
I like our people.
It just means more people get to hear my fabulous voice.
All right, she's fine now. No echo anymore. Cool. It was one click, and we figured out what the problem was. So that's
what was the problem, Kit?
You know what? It wasn't the same problem as last week. I'm still blaming you because we had no problems last week and you weren't here. So you know what the problem is?
What was the problem, Kit?
You're the problem. That's what the problem. The button I clicked was the Discord chat button. Anyways, hi everyone. What's going on? Oh, she looks concerned about a thing. Speak.
Yeah, no, I'm still kind of loud-ish.
Yeah.
I sound low quality.
Yeah. It might be you're from Florida, right? I mean...
It's so difficult to be able... apparently, I've just lost the ability to be able to hear your voice twice and understand. I can only pay attention to one.
It'll be fine. Pay attention to this one, the live one, because otherwise we're just like dead air staring at the screen.
They don't sound any different. Well, you're asking me to listen to the audio and then tell you if anything's wrong, but your voice is there too.
They're telling me. They're all anyways. What's up, everybody? So, we have some stuff to go over, mostly because I need help on a project I'm working on.
What happened to being a genius?
I mean, I'm so incredibly genius that there's just too many ideas, and I'm not sure which one's the right one, you see.
You know, I just recently went over intelligence in D&D, and it was kind of, a lot of people think it's separate from application of knowledge. Yeah. Well, you don't seem to be really hitting all the boxes of a high intelligence score.
No, I understand. It's because you're down here, and I'm way up here, and from down here it looks, you can't really see. You just don't understand.
That would have burned more if you had made it make more sense.
It makes sense to them. They know. Anyways, what's... Anyway, no, more fire starting? No, this has nothing to do with fire. It is a leather project,
actually. Please don't make it... Don't give him solutions that have to do with fire.
That might be okay. If it involves 3D printing or foam / leather, I can help. It is leather. Though it's different and weird. Okay. Continue to talk, Maddie, while I change over to the iPad thing, so we can tell if you can you be heard. So, yeah, wait for the chat. Chat, say whether you could be heard or not. Okay. But in the meantime, I will walk over and say that this right here is a bag we are working on. It's going to be a leather bag. And it's kind of cool. We're working on a technique where we have the little cutaways here, and behind that cutaway is fabric. So that yellow isn't dyed leather. It's fabric. Yes, this is fine. We don't need her for a moment. I'm just going to discuss what it is, and then we'll talk about it. So she can listen as well, because she has no idea what I'm doing either. She helped make this art, but basically what I'm looking to do. It's themed after a butterfly. Very good. What I'm looking for. It's okay if you can't hear her right now. Here, we'll do this because
should make the internals of the bag
that is
like
what you
really
look like.
pretty.
Like
Yeah.
really pretty butterfly. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is how it's good. I'm thinking of it working. We need our lovely harpy queen. Oh, why do they want to listen to you? Jesus. I want it to be like a bag of holding, but like we're gonna do a ghetto off-brand bag of holding, right? So like they do extra dimensional spaces or whatever. We're just gonna make this bad boy expand, right?
What did we call it?
It was like the incredible expanding satchel or something like that, or
I was very particular. Bag of excellent expansion.
bag of excellent expansion.
Exceeds your expectations.
So the way I want to do it, I'm gonna make some waxed canvas, okay, and that bottom of the bag. Hold on, let me.
It is exactly a
fold-up body bag for sure.
It is exactly what.
You're gonna go mute for just a second on them, so I can point at things. So that's fine. The bottom of the bag here, right? You see this thing here, is going to be actually connected to the waxed canvas that is inside of that bag. I have a prop to show you. This used to be the sleeve of a shirt. And see how it is folded in on itself like so. Huh? So, picture this being the waxed canvas inside, and this is where like leather is connected. That's the bottom of the bag.
Nice cut there.
I just cut it off the shirt. Shut up. Anyways, so this is the bottom. This is the leather bottom of the bag here. So notice how I cup it lovingly. But the bottom of the bag here, and this little bit will be sewn onto the bag itself, so that when the bottom drops out, it expands to 3 times the size of the bag, right? Because you've got the leather that it came out of. This is where it's connected, and then you have twice the same amount. So it's going to be huge and long, and yeah, you can basically hide a body if you had to.
Which is basically what all bags of holding are used for. Is when you run into a guard and
yeah,
I know. In branching path, we are currently facing that. They could really use one of these, where they are currently facing the problem of they have an unconscious guard, and they're just like, we're just gonna carry him around and hope for the best.
And if they had the incredible expanding bag. No, the expanding bag of excellence. The excellence expand. I forget what it is.
Bag of excellent expansion.
Thank you. Bag of excellent expansion. So.
Graham says it's a grower, not a shower.
Yes, exactly. That'll go in the commercial, Graham, just for you. So
that should be like the whispered little tagline right before the commercial fades. It's a grower, not a shower.
That's an ugly bag, or that's a tiny bag, but it's a grower, not a shower. So, my issues are
like a mime, just like.
And maybe you guys can a murder hobo satchel. So let me. You're gonna go mute again real quick, Maddie, while I point at things. So you're not mute from me. I hear the shit you're talking. You're mute for them. I swear to God. Anyways. The issues I'm having here is whether or not to add a strap on the outside of the bag. I despise her. She's cackling. She thinks she's hysterical. Or on the inside of the bag. She's like a freaking psychopath. For it to drop down. I think if I put the straps on the outside of the bag, we're only going to be able to get an additional bag's length because the straps can only be as long as the bag. Whereas if we put it on the inside of the bag, I can fold it in on itself and bring it down into that little space there. So it might have to be done that way if I want it to be that much of an excellent expansion. The other problem I'm having is once it is excellently expanded, it's just going to be like a floppy tube of fabric. It's going to be hard for it to like hold shape. I mean, there'll be the shape of a body inside of it, but still, if you're not, for some reason, hiding a body.
I like past you better than present you.
Such a pain in my ass.
Oh, I'm back on the main
You are,
screen.
yeah, yes, you're back. People can hear you now. Good. Canvas might be too stiff to unroll like that. You could use silicone instead to keep it flexible. That's a lot of silicone. That's too much silicone, I think.
Is there so much? Is there such a thing as too much silicone?
I mean, it's expensive. I would have to make a sheet of silicone, a long tube of silicone. That'd be tricky. He's right. The wax canvas is right now. It's just canvas. I've not waxed it yet. That's going to be part of the video. Is waxing canvas. It
would be
stiff until you mess with
skill.
it.
Is making like a wax canvas tent.
I want to make a wax canvas tent real bad.
We should make one of those.
If the straps are on the inside, it'll be a lot harder to reach through if the bag has stuff in it. That's true.
You ever considered bands of twisting that could be buckled up and let one out at a time? I have no idea what that means.
Wait, have you considered bands of twisting that could be buckled up? Yeah, could you explain that a little bit more?
Because that's Marianara, so she has like sewing expertise, so she might actually know what she's doing.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying use silicone caulking to... Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I can play with that. I'll mess with that. I'll see which one would work better. I kind of want to do the wax canvas just because it's a technique that a lot of people will have use for and access to. So basically, I'm going to make the leather bag to the point where it could just be a leather bag if people don't want to screw around with the tomfoolery of what I'm doing. I'll make the leather bag and the bottom that goes to it. And then from here, I'll be like, cool, from here you can just sew the bottom on if you want a boring bag. And then go
Who wants a boring bag?
Who wants a functional
bag?
It's functional. It'll be a functional bag. That's what I do. I don't make non-functional things. I must now scout.
Functional is the sliding scale.
A picture or something. All right, yeah. Picture would be great because I'm just having issue figuring out. My other thought would be, were this the entirety of the tube, the halfway point, putting a leather ring kind of on the inside that has hardware connected to it. So it wouldn't be hard to reach inside because the buckles and stuff that you're adjusting, like if this has a strap inside of it, the buckle you're adjusting is always up by the lip, right? So all you're doing is lowering it or pulling it up from around the lip of the bag. But the other issue is that since all that weight is sitting up there, does that cause the lip to close in on itself? Like, does that cause it to fold in on itself? Do I have to add structure to the bag? Behind the leather?
Straps on the outside with belts that go under can go all the way to the top. Use a leather piece to cross between both straps to support the butt on the bag.
Straps on the outside with belts go under, all the way to the top. So that would give me one bag length, right? Rather than and I'm okay with it just expanding one bag length. It doesn't have to be two bag lengths. That might be a little excessive. If it goes
this
one
is
bag
the
length.
Bag of excellent expansion.
I know. I mean, technically.
You wanted it to expand off the top as well. Can you do the same process?
I could do the same thing coming upwards as well. It would just be harder because one of them will end up, like the straps for it will end up being covered by the other wall of the bag, kind of. So like if this tube extended past the top of the bag and then folded in on itself this way as well, now it can expand this way and this way. Maybe this way it wouldn't be like, it would just be pulled up and have a cinch on it.
Connor doesn't want a boring bag.
Of course, he doesn't want a boring bag. He wants an extraordinary satchel of infinite items. I understand this. This makes perfect sense to me. I get this. So we'll make it happen. So 2 bag lengths would make walking difficult. Yeah, so that's here part of what I was thinking of doing is making some of the hardware, or at least hidden somewhere. Basically, like you can take off luggage wheels that you could put onto the bottom of the thing, so you could just drag that mofo. if you have, I don't know,
Please.
A corpse. So That's a thought. Like, I can make it so that you can still, again, be usable. I'm just worried at that point. So we figured out, how to make it expand or whatever. I can get 3 bag lengths out of it. It's going to be still just a floppy tube of fabric. So do I want to somehow add in something to there that can add support somehow? I don't know what that would be. Some expandable rod. I can get like a shower rod. Something that expands.
Oh my god, get one of those things that you press a button, it just shoots out to either side. And then just attach the fabric to either side so that it just gets pulled.
Yeah, just flies out rather than just a slow expansion. It's like,
no,
wow!
It becomes like an extender bag immediately. It's like, you can't possibly carry all that. Watch me.
That's true. I can use the carbon fiber kite, the stuff you make kites out of, because it'll be light.
We've made a kite.
We have made a kite. Yeah, I didn't use that stuff. I didn't just use sticks.
If you can reference it in the video. It's like, you normally used to make kites. I made a kite, not with this shitty kite. Watch this.
Did you have to edit the video of me trying to fly that kite, just running around like an idiot in my yard?
Yep.
It didn't go well.
Nope.
It took a while for me to get that bad boy in the air, let me tell you what.
That's gonna be another thing people ask for footage of. It's just him running back and forth.
Looking real disappointed, dragging my kite behind me like a sad child, just like...
A pop-up umbrella?
A pretty tiny carbon fiber kite spur. A pop-up umbrella. Just a big umbrella bag, just... But... So
you can get pretty tiny carbon fiber kite spar.
Another thing I could do. It would.
I don't like that tone.
It would make just the bottom half of the bag the only one that's loose. Is if I use like a really light leather on the inside for one layer of that bag. And then sew the canvas to the bottom layer. So there'll just be like a bag length that isn't made out of leather. And then 2 bag lengths that are made out of leather. Though that will have to, it'll probably have to be like 2-ounce leather. It'll still be pretty floppy, but in order for it to be able to fold in on itself and fold back out. That might be harder. That might not be as good. I don't know, fam. This is a tricky one. What about layers of leather bags connected with canvas? Like a bag in a bag? Yeah, I mean, like... So just like a canvas gusset.
I like my extend-a-bag.
She's like, I need this bag to extend.
No, I need it to, like, extenda.
Extenda.
The A is important.
Another thing I can do, Maddie, you may not use fire. Especially if it's a wax canvas, I can't use fire because, waxed fabric is a candle. I'm just going to be wandering around with a flammable bag. You're going to love that. Just walking around.
You're like, this is what I put my forge in.
Why is everybody running?
Sir, you're...
Yes?
I think your bag's on fire.
What? Oh, you mean it's hot. This bag's hot. It's real good.
I think it's a flame.
It's so bright in here.
Well, there might be the fire, sir. Sir, you're catching on fire from your bag.
Come again, just hair.
Oh, yeah. No, it's just...
I would.
Is that the kind?
Set ablaze. I have enough hair gel. If you don't want it to be spring-loaded, you can use something like multi-section posts that come with most tents and have support weight. I could also use the legs of a tripod.
I want it to be spring-loaded.
Are you making it? You can make it. You can come here. I got leather tools. I've got all the material. You can just go to town.
That would be a funny video.
She's just like, what?
I was like, I would make a thing.
A thing would be made. Oh, trust me.
A thing would be made.
I'm the Dread Pirate Roberts.
That would be That would be a funny video.
Yeah,
Of you're just like, cool. Like, this is gonna be a video where Kit's just gonna stand on the sidelines and record Maddie desperately try to make, like, the type of project you normally make with no experience in anything. Only, like, how good are your videos at teaching things? Because she's watched every single one, probably too much to the point that they blur together that I've learned nothing.
Yes, just like, wouldn't even know where to start.
Words.
You know, Eric and everyone else saying to use the poles, like tent poles or something. So the way those small tents work is you got those poles and they cross each other, and the tension actually makes them kind of almost like hourglass shape in the middle, you know what I mean? So you got two ends, and then where they cross, they loop and then come down. If I could have little pockets in the bottom of the bag and the top of the bag, that pressure would cause the same thing and make a rigid frame with just like two poles. That might be cool. That might work. It would have to be a thing though. You'd probably have to attach it from the outside. So there'd have to be like a little pocket inside the bag where the tent poles hide. And then once you've expanded, you can just take them out and like add those supports, and now you have it.
I like it better when it's spring-loaded.
I'm not making a spring-loaded bag. I don't have this one. I don't have the springs. You know how long that would have to be? The bag itself is about 20 inches tall from what I've measured out. So if I've tripled that.
That sounds like quitters talk.
What? We've never talked about adding a spring yet. Why? No springs!
But it could, once it's sprung out, it could lock into place and then serve as a support for them to like wheel it around.
Sure. Draw out how that works.
Okay.
Okay, you go ahead and
there's like one little button thing.
Yeah, little button. Yeah, when it comes to
then it locks into place.
Do you know how strong it would have to be to push out that fabric that far? If you mess up and you're like over it and it's on solid ground, it's just gonna knock your teeth out. It's just going to. It's on the ground and you push the button.
I like
it is going
when a thing
through your head.
Potential. It's good.
How'd she die? Her leather bag killed her. That's what will happen.
I'm okay with that.
We've got equal and opposite reactions here. Damn it.
I'm okay with that. If that's the way I go.
Bag. No, because I'm the one making it. I'm the one who will lose his teeth to a leather bag. And then everybody at work are going to be like, why are you in the hospital, Kent? And I'm going to be like, because I lost my teeth to a leather bag.
Wait, why do I die, but you end up in the hospital?
I'm more higher constitution than you have.
I guess
hydraulics.
It all came from your intelligence.
That would be too. Ben would be too extreme, I think. Hydraulics, man. Then I'd have to have an area to keep hydraulic fluid. This bag is getting real heavy real fast.
Yeah. Use up like the entirety of the inside of the bag
to hold the hydraulic system.
For the hydraulic system. So then you have to expand it to use it as a bag. It's like, this may seem like a tiny ass bag,
but it expands. Don't mind all the hydraulic grease inside. Don't worry about this. Don't put anything valuable that you don't want hydraulic grease on.
Flammable.
Or flammable. That's what the bag is for. Most likely there would be a fair amount of trial and error finding out the appropriate size.
We don't have time for trial and error. You need to give him solutions like that.
Yeah, this is no. I know when this one is due. Next Thursday, which means
you know what this one is due now. We're trying to get ahead.
I know we're trying to get ahead, but I'm trying to work. What I'm gonna do is Wednesdays and Thursdays and Friday nights are my nights to work here. So I'm going to try to get as much done as I can on those nights, and then hopefully by the weekend I can start on the next thing, so we are still a week ahead. But this is a sizable if it was just a bag, I have it in the bag. Huh? Come on.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. So
I would have appreciated it more if your tone hadn't gone flat and you tried to oversell it.
That was part of the joke, though. That was
No.
the overselling. It
You
was
oversold
the
the overselling.
like you can't really oversell the oversell. I mean,
Yeah.
go big or
If the
go
oversell
home.
was the point, then that was the joke, and therefore it becomes like it stops being a technique. It's the point.
No, negative.
So then you
just
added on
don't
another
understand.
technique to then sell
You don't
the point of
understand
the.
humor. It's subtle. It's
Yeah, it is
takes a
subtle,
certain
and you
amount of
failed. You failed
intelligence.
to
It takes a
achieve
certain
it.
amount of intelligence to understand it.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Anyways, so I'm gonna. I'll make.
This is what our
the
normal
back.
conversations are.
This is just an
When our voices go into that kind of like na 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 na, we're just bantering back and forth. Our other friends just kind of usually wait till it's over, or they're like, "What are you doing?"
I have a leather jacket with a pocket hidden on the inside of the jacket that I hide my contraband in every time I go to school. You shouldn't say that in a live forum.
Yeah, it's his username's not tied to his legal identity.
Yeah. Oh, I hear an OOO. Have you considered expanding it sideways instead of out of the bottom?
I mean, the way we designed it, it could work that way.
Yeah, it could.
And then you would just need structure that it almost slides along itself.
I mean, that's easy enough. That's just you use the same leather. It's just on.
Could you do that and then down?
I could. I mean, it would become so the bag's size right now is roughly like the size of your back. It would be. It's like.
Oh, please make it
13
something
inches
big
or
enough that
something.
you can totally fit just everything
So
in. It's just now it's a bathtub.
Yeah, it would basically become 2 to 3 times my width. So I'm carrying.
So you can store multiple.
I'm
bodies.
carrying a caravan with me. Everyone get in the bag.
Oh yeah, there's those suitcases that have like the zipper expansion, so like they just kind of have a little bit of fabric folded in, and then they unzip and they just get a little bit wider. So you don't have to do like a full doubling of size if you don't want it to be massive. But it could make up for the fact of like not making it expand upward, which makes the mechanics easier.
Yeah, so then I can just do like one bag length down basically, and
then it expands a little bit outward, which could make it easier to fit more variety in it.
Yeah, so
rather than like specifically something that is tall.
A body. We've been designing it with a body
to specifically fit a body.
And to be honest with you, a body will still be able to fit into it. You just got to put them in field position. So, which could probably be easier, because getting like somebody who's all limp and whatever, ragdolled, to go straight into a tube is real hard. Not that I've
You just
tried.
do them birth style, or just head first.
It's like it's a snake eating them, just... We should have designed it to look like a snake. That's not a bad.
We were originally gonna design it to have like a necromancer theme when we were
straight
this
up
is
for
just a body
collecting
bag.
bodies.
It was like, this is my resource bag. What's your resource? Starts pulling out like a human being.
Put it back. Put it back. Clever just sent you a video via Discord game explaining the twisting bottoms. Okay, I'm gonna look real. You know what? I can't, because as soon as I do that, Maddie just.
I like Eric's comment.
I will check it out.
If it expands in all 3 dimensions, it's gonna be a Cadillac of body bags. Room for 3 plus.
Yeah. All right. I can make that happen. It's gonna use a bit more leather.
But then, like, where's the structure of being actually usable? Or is it just like I thought you were talking about it being too floppy before?
So it would be too floppy if it was, because that whole big 3, the 2 extra bag lengths was going to be all out of fabric, right? So that's just like a tube O fabric. The side-to-side expansion, that can all be leather. Like, it can just slide in on itself, right? So you've got like a leather sheet and a leather sheet that are sliding like this. So when it expands, it's just, more leather that shows. So that'll still have some structure to it, and I can do a little bit of internal support or something, but this way should still be fairly structured. And then going down can stand to be a little bit, like if it is a wax canvas or something, it's not so long that it's like wacky waving inflatable arm tube man. It's maybe just a foot or two in length, or like a foot in length of fabric, and that's not bad. Regular backpacks are like a foot of fabric, so that's not bad. And it would be a decent amount. Have leather that slides in itself, like how drawer works. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. White Tiger. Hardened leather, you're right. It would probably have to be hardened leather in order to have the structure needed. If only I'm dry, I could sketch an idea. You can sketch an idea and send it to my Instagram. He's great at leather, by the way. He's fantastic. So if you want to leave your Instagram as well, you can kind of show people what you do. Oh, hey, Diego Bob. Thank you, Diego Bob. Highly appreciated. Brainstorm session. It's fun to do the brainstorming session, right? I enjoy kind of trying to figure out how all this works. Ray, I had a good idea. It is a good idea. Hardened leather would definitely add the structure needed. You can probably make just the sliding internal panels the hardened too. I'll figure it out. I'll think about that bit. I'll think about that. Don't think about that. So, yeah. I mean, and we could still use like that tent pole idea too, just as the added structure, especially like side to side. Very cool. Yeah, you've given me lots to think on, people.
Brainstorm session, Diego Bob. Give us money. That will pay for some of the extra leather that will now be needed to make the said bag.
I bought an entire... Maddie, I apologize ahead of time. I spent like $300 at Tandy getting stuff for this bag.
Is that why you sent me a message and went, I shopped?
Oh. Yep.
Because it was a particularly large shopping session.
A large shopping
What
session.
did you get?
I got hardware for the bag. I got leather. Like a whole side of leather. 7 ounce. It was expensive. And I needed to update some of my tools, like the, not update, replace. I broke a whole bunch of, just through wear and tear and use, the hole punches and stuff. So I had to get some new hole punches. I need to get, it was time.
So it's basically like maintenance costs. It makes sense. So like we should probably budget for that, of like at the beginning of the year, maintenance your tools.
Yeah, those tools, ever since I started Skill Tree, they've been the same tools. Like I haven't gotten any new hole punchers. I haven't gotten anything. And I've been fighting them, and lately, like my rotary hole punchers, like as I try to close them,
not the rotary ones. I'm emotionally attached to the rotary ones.
They're all
they're little clicky ones.
I got a new one. So we're all good.
I'm sad.
Yeah, no, it's been real upset. Well, I'm trying to put holes in it. I'm like, and I had like a heathen. I had to use just the handheld ones with a hammer.
Because that was like one of the first things I added, and you used the rotary punch a lot. I forget what it was, but I was like, what is that?
It's magic, right? Also, don't forget about the square cube law for something like this. The overall volume will increase faster than the outer surface area dimensions. This is true. So I need to add increase faster than the outer surface area. Yeah. So I wonder if it'll take very little movement in order to add a lot more space. So stearic acid, you're gonna have to explain. I'll have to look that one up. Using stearic acid to seal the bag instead of beeswax. Is that what you're trying to say? Because I'm not following. Right now I got beeswax and I got paraffin oil. Paraffin wax, sorry. So my understanding is to melt a 50-50 of beeswax and the paraffin wax. And then you just brush it on. And when it cools, it is waxed canvas. And then you iron it. Which I have to buy an iron that is just used for these purposes, because I'm sure my wife will not love the iron being covered in beeswax and paraffin wax. That's a...
Didn't you already do that once?
No, I did that with the stove in a pot. The first time I ever melted beeswax, I did it in one of our good pots. Just being like, I'll just reheat it and wipe it out. No. I'm pretty sure when we heat stuff up now, a little bit of beeswax still floats on the surface of stuff. That stuff never comes out. It's impressive, actually. Yeah.
It means it must be good at sealing things.
It's super good. Yeah. No.
Sealed your pot?
It's that pot holds water now. Tell you what.
It's real good.
It's a good pot. Let's see. So instead of using beeswax, paraffin wax to harden it, use uric acid instead. Actually, a small amount. Okay, so that's 3 dimensions. So that's going to cube or 3 cube. Braun is talking about leather, not canvas. Yeah. You preheat the leather to just above the melting temperature. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking the canvas. Thank you for clearing that up. These what square seams can do with stability of corners, especially with it. Man, see, now I'm going to have a separate brain session with people who know exactly what they're talking about, like a live talk. Because, like, Marinara is spitting it. Branham's spitting it. Like, everybody's coming out with really good things that are just way above my head. They're like, no, it'd be great, this. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Write down their names and the things to ask them about.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, no, I'll definitely be following up. Like, I'd like to know more about the square corners you're talking about. And then also, I haven't used the acid before on the leather. I'd like to, just as a technique, it'd probably be a good idea to do it as an episode at some point. Because it's a thing to be done with leather that I've not yet done before. So that'd be fun to play with. Allowed to harden. It becomes much stronger than the beeswax paraffin wax. That's good to know. Huh. You need to make
Council of Monkeys. That's what the Discord is.
Yeah, that's the Discord. Jump on the Discord and we will have our Council of Monkeys. I will happily sit and chit chat. I like the council. I still say if we have a pirate ship, it has to be called the Monkey's Fist. I think that's perfect. I'm a fan of the Monkey's Fist.
It's
nautical.
Like,
monkey fist.
we should. So you know how the basics of like repairing cars. So we should get like an old like RV or something and then like build it up to be pirate ship themed and then go on a road trip to visit a bunch of like go to every state in some central location in our Monkey's Fist.
The Monkey's Grand Tour. Who'd be making episodes?
Monkey's Grand Tour. That's what our laptops are for.
Just shooting them on the road. There we go.
Yeah, just Kit in a field somewhere. I'm just trying to do leathercraft.
We do the thing.
We can deck this thing out. We can have like a whole workshop in there. Make it like a traveling.
You're getting there. Yeah, a caravan of some sort, a merchant cart. If I'm in. Have you ever seen there's a guy on YouTube, I can't remember the channel name right now, he's awesome though. He basically tries to learn how to do everything, but from like ancient times on up. So, he wanted to learn how to mill bread. So he started by learning how to make like a millstone and then how to grow wheat and then how to thresh it and like start from just the bare bones and learns how to do stuff. But he did kind of that. He just used the grains that grow on the side of the road, like the little seeds on the grass and stuff, and made bread out of that. So that's one thing we can do while we're traveling. Just be grabbing up things as we go. Stop by a farm, be like, "Can I shear your sheep?" But do you know how? Like, no, but I'll learn. Stuff like that. I think it'd be fun. What are you reading? You're very focused.
Hmm?
Oh, yeah, you were caught. Just not listening. This happens too. I'll be saying just drops of genius, little gems.
Oh, sorry. Sometimes it just phases out. Like, I have to exist around it so often that every once in a while my brain has to... Like, my brain developed a little bit of an off switch where it's just like, too much. But the thing is, like, you never notice. I come back, I listen for 3 seconds, and then I know what you're talking about, because you typically summarize toward the end.
I like, Kit has wares if you have coin.
Kit has wares if you have coin.
Get us something tasty for you. Oh, now I want to play Elder Scrolls real bad. I've been fighting the urge to play ESO for a little bit now, just because I don't have the time, and I feel like I'll be like, you'll see my name pop up on Steam playing Elder Scrolls, and you'll be like, hey, how's that bag coming along? And I'll be like,
See, that's why we have to eventually figure out streaming more, like get in like Twitch and whatever, so we can justify playing games there.
Running a deer down through a pursuit predation method. Yeah, I'm just gonna jog at a deer until it gets so tired it lays down and gives its life to me. I'll tell you what, if I jogged for that long, I'd be the one laying down giving my life up. I hate running. Despise it. Fiery hot passion. I decided there's like, you can go fight or flight, and I would much rather fight than flight, even if this one means I'm gonna get punched in the face a bunch of times. I just hate running that much. Despise it. Not built for running.
So, I've recently discovered that there are 5Ks in my general vicinity, well, more so just the south part of Florida, that are completely centered around beer. They literally run from one like distillery to the next.
That
one
kind of
brewery
sounds
to the
miserable, because that beer can be quite heavy.
No, they give you beer after you run, with like a whole festival and everything.
Okay. I still feel like I'd vomit. Just like no,
but
I just ran 5K.
It's not a
serious.
It's not a serious 5K
beer.
though. It's like one of those run for fun kind of things.
Okay,
so you can totally just walk it. It's only like 3 miles.
That's like
I walk a mile. I walk almost 2 miles just for the hell of it every day.
That's like 2.5 miles too many, as far as I'm concerned.
Huh?
No, when Oreo was around, we'd walk. I like walking with her. She's all right. See, Stuart Phoenix knows what we're talking about. Running is the worst. It's not fun. We used to give my roommate shit because he would in school we'd call it running for fun. He did track.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, so you run for fun? You just get up and like I'm gonna go run for now. Like
I'm gonna go run now.
Yeah. See you. Where you going? Running from. I like to sit at the park, actually. It's kind of a mess up game, and I'll see like a woman jogging and then a man is jogging, and I'm like, run! He's gaining! It looks like just the worst slow motion chase ever. She's just like, and he's like, kind of style him as Pepe Le Pew, like, hello, my love, where are you going?
Am I fun to walk with? I imagine not, because I make you walk fast.
No, because you're like a freaking spider monkey. She doesn't walk. She'll walk a few steps, and then she just climbs on your back and like randomly goes, and jumps on you, and you have to catch.
I've done that to you while you're on the stairs.
On the stairs. I'm down, but she's above me, and I just hear, "Mah!" And then there's just human weight downward on me, and I'm trying not to fall and die.
Because you would cushion my fall. I'm not concerned.
Yeah. No.
I'm having a lot of fun. You're having a moment of like existential crisis.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I hope I don't die.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna need like knee surgery eventually, and it's gonna be your fault. So.
I'm okay with that. I had fun.
That's why you're not allowed in the shop. You think I'm dangerous? You just whatever fancy takes you. You're like, what does this do? I'm like, put it down, put it down, put it down.
Yeah. No, I really shouldn't be allowed in the shop. That's fair.
You don't have to be faster than the bear, just
it's funny. I think generally people think that I'm the responsible one because they see me kind of like scolding you conceptually of like overarching things, but put us in like just a life situation, and I'm the one that like does dumb stuff, like run at yeah, I know. I run at railing and just face plant and jump off things, and yeah, I tried my best 3 times.
Yeah, you failed stupendously all 3 times. But
yeah, I failed the first time, and you're like, you did it wrong this way. Do it again. So I did, and I failed again.
I was trying to teach you a skill. It's my MO.
And then you're like, I don't know how you failed that time. You just did. Only place
Speaking from YouTube. Someone responsible at skill tree? There is, well, depending on the situation.
Yeah, no, we alternate back and forth of who's the responsible one.
If I have a really cool idea, then safety be damned. I'm doing the cool idea, and that's less than responsible.
I think all my ideas are really cool. Jumping on you on the stairs was a really cool idea.
Anyways. So, what was the next project? Oh, that's another thing I wanted to kind of pick people's brains while we have them real fast. I need to make a dishing stump. If any of you have worked with metal and shaping metal, what is it?
Sorry, the most recent comment. That's basically our dynamic.
A doomsday button. Maddie going, ooh,
a
button! Yeah, for sure. That's 100% how the world ends. Yep. I'd be like, I made a nuke. And she's like, what does this do? And I go, ooh. That's all I get out because then the nuke goes off. Responsibility is overrated. But yes, I need to make a dishing stump because I need to start shaping metals in a rounded shape. I've seen a few different ways to do it, and all of them look like a real pain in the ass. So if you all find a nice, easy way of making... nope, I'm stumped.
I was literally about to go, nice.
Nice. If you don't, Matt, do you know what a dishing stump is?
Well, I can gather, I think, basically what it is from your description of what you want it to do.
Yeah, it is literally a stump that you've carved.
Can you not
like
use
like a bowl shape out of?
Yeah. Can you not use like a? I guess it depends on how big you want to.
My thought was because a lot of people do like they measure out like the middle will have to be deeper and then off to the side, so they have like a drill bit with tape on it for the different markers, and they just drill it all out and then carve it. My thought was to take a skill saw, so that's one of those the blades you hold in your hand, the big spinny blades. Because
a skill saw. It's called a skill saw.
Well,
and you haven't been just like saw. Waving it around, going like, "This is my spirit animal."
It's called a skill saw, like a Xerox is called a Xerox. It's the brand skill saw became kind of synonymous with it. It is a reciprocating saw, no, a circular saw. Reciprocating goes this way. But yeah, it reciprocates. Because the blade is already circular, so then I can just make like plunge cuts and just kind of turn it in a circle. Keep making plunge cuts until it's all cut in the same depth. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. It would still take a long time, but I think that would be...
You can make like an armature so it's all the exact same depth where you just like...
Yeah, just kind of chunk.
Are you not, and then like spin it.
We have someone does not recommend using the circular saw.
Not.
He goes, I like that. Oh no.
Oh no. See, that's the dumbness of skill tree, where we're just like, yeah, this sounds like a good idea, and then like someone who actually knows what they're doing is like, dude.
If anything, you can use the whole. Yeah, I mean, I can. And I have large drill bits, so I can remove a lot of material at once. I'm just being lazy. It feels like a real pain in the ass.
Plus, you'll somehow injure yourself and go to the hospital with metal.
I do have to burn it. Once I've dished it out and I have that, you have to harden the wood. So you set it ablaze. You set it ablaze until it is dark and all the wood is hardened, and then you sand the blaze away. So
can't you just go buy a circular thing?
Plan B. I could use a bottom of an old gas can or like a gas cylinder. If you cut that off, it has a metal dish in the bottom of it, and then I can just fill that with concrete and use that.
But it's less fun.
It's less fun.
Wait.
Well, I gotta get my hands on it. It's gotta be big enough.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, less fun. You literally just complained about the other method constantly because it was too much work.
Yeah.
And now you're like, this one's less work. It's less fun.
Do not use a carving disc. I won't. It would work. What was it? Yes. I'm lost now. Arbortech carving discs. Yes. Do not use a carving disc. It would work. propane tank. That's the one I was thinking was the propane tank. So if we take a it would have to be a large one though, because I need
Turn the metal
dish
trash
to be, like,
can
this
upside
big.
down, reshape the bottom.
The trash can's made up of it's too soft of a metal. That's like a sheet metal. I needed to, because it is going to act as an anvil, right? I'm going to be hitting with a hammer other metal that has to shape around it, so it can't give at all.
If you don't have someone to teach you how to use them, don't even think about buying a carving disc. I don't know. You guys are going
I
off.
know what you're talking about with carving discs. I watch Night Carver Designs. She's on Instagram. If you have a chance to check her out, she's amazing. So those carving discs are dope. Like, they remove so much material. They're really, really cool. They also do, they scare the shit out of me. I've never used them before. Every time I look at them, I go, I would hurt myself for sure.
Don't get one.
I want one real bad. Yeah.
Don't.
I gotta talk to Night Carver and see. She's
she'll like actually teach you.
Yeah, she's in Massachusetts. I might be like, hey, you want to be on an episode? Teach me how to use this thing.
And then just a little private email for me. Please, for the love of God, he's gonna do it anyway, and you'll prevent him from seriously injuring himself.
Yeah, a chainsaw blade on an angle grinder. It's really scary looking for sure, but they're really cool. She's amazing at it.
My shirt looks really blue.
Is it
Discord.
blue?
No, it's like a pinkish purple.
Oh yeah, no, it's. What color are you?
You'll never know.
Oh no, she's like an Oompa Loompa.
I wonder if it's because of saturation.
Perhaps. I don't know. Weird.
Yeah, just a little tidbit of real life there.
No,
we will now recede into our stage personas.
Metal on metal or concrete is bad. So instead of making a stump, a shallow dome inside of it, why not make a convex dome out of wood? I see what you're saying. So the wood route, don't forget to use a hardwood, otherwise you're going to do all the work and it won't harden. Yeah, that's true. Just constantly banging away. There's a lumber yard nearby that processes their own trees and all that kind of stuff. And they always have just these huge stumps. It's where I got the stump that I use for foraging now. I just walked up, I'm like, can I have a stump? And they're like, sure. I'm like, cool. Just load it in
We need to figure out our business cards so that you can take the stump and you can look back and you just hand them the card and then walk away.
Did I show you this thing? Hold on a second.
I think you showed it on stream before, the business card. If that's
that little black one. I love that thing because you just like tap it onto a cellular
phone
device.
And it brings up the website.
Yeah, that's really cool because I hate carrying business cards. They always just end up a hot mess. It's a hot mess in my pockets in general. Just cramming everything in there, screwdrivers and knives and whatnot. It's not polite to ask. Why? It's fine.
It's the only way I hide my alien complexion.
I'm trying to figure out what if your shirt's supposed to be like a pinkish purple, what the hue saturation difference would cause on your face.
I guess there's like a bluish to it.
We'd have to warm up. We'd have to really warm it up to see that. So you'd end up being like, you are from Florida. You'd end up being like bright red or pink in the face. So maybe you're just super burnt all the time, and I just haven't realized. No,
I'm actually really good at color correcting.
Yeah, she's just like, we're gonna add a little bit of green, we're gonna add a little bit of blue. We're just gonna bring down all this raging burns on me.
I wonder what color my hair is.
It would be warmer too, so you'd almost be like a strawberry, like a really reddish blonde, I think.
I am technically blonde,
red.
Apparently.
I mean, but you're not.
Yeah, no. By like hairstyling standards, I'm like class 7A blonde.
Botanical versus common usage. A cucumber is a berry. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to reverse. Somebody's now saying a cucumber is a berry, and I've lost the thread of this conversation.
I think we passed the threshold of how long the stream's supposed to go on, and immediately we broke down mentally.
Yeah, probably. We haven't passed it just yet. It's about an hour. So,
Oh, I thought the stream ended at 7:45. Did you make the decision to make it an 8 ending?
I always thought it was an 8 ending.
No, that's why I was always like, we're really far over, Kit.
Oh, wow. We're always real bad. I was very proud of myself for ending at 8 the other day. I was like, haha, look what I did. All right. Well, we've figured out some stuff today, as far as maybe expanding the bag in 3 dimensions, which is fantastic. I think that's
I like that. Our closet cosplay. We should have a separate business card for like business associates, where it's basically like, please help me stay out of the hospital.
Just if you don't help him, he's going to.
No, it's just like you gave our business card, and then I walk up after, and I'm like, please, and then walk away. They're like, look at me. And then the link just leads to like a personalized video of me looking like pleadingly into their eyes. It's like, no, you don't understand.
I like this one. Can you make some bronze jade armor, also a short sword?
He'll die.
Also some spooky stuff. Sure.
I can't do this alone. Literally, I don't know how.
I want to make. All right, y'all should help me pick next armor to make. I was thinking about making the ones that are like the scale armor. You know what I mean? It's got all the little plates. I think that would be really cool and fun to make. Or something else. I don't know. I was also thinking of just like a full-on. I've been watching a lot of Epic NPC Man, and one of them has a really nice leather cuirass. I know I've made a leather cuirass before, but this is very different, and my skills have increased since the last leather cuirass. So,
say cuirass one more time.
Cuirass. Now it just sounds like your ass.
Yeah, I was about to say, the more you say it, the less it becomes the word.
Yeah, that's like I was, somebody wanted to take a picture, like there was a group of us out, and they're like, you smile, and you start off with a real smile, and then eventually it's like, like it just gets worse and worse as time goes on.
Yeah, I typically try to like refresh some sort of like funny memory in my head to like try and reset the smile, but people are so bad at taking pictures in a timely manner.
Yeah, that's like when someone's like, hey, you're walking weird, and try to walk, and then you can't walk right. You can't walk normally. You're just like, how did I walk before?
Is it not normal to leapfrog off people?
Yeah, I roll every third step. Is that strange?
I want to see a person that does roll, and then you say, walk normally, and they're like, yeah, they finally are able to walk normally. They're like, what is this? This is so much less efficient.
Yeah, I love Epic NPC Man too. They're fantastic. We actually have we're going to business talk about them because they do a really good job about having like an overarching, like their business is Viva La Dirt League, and then they have all their channels and stuff underneath them. And since we have 3 channels now, we got to start figuring out how we want to tie everything
another
together.
one to look at. The way that they kind of did it almost made me feel like they were more of a broadcast network, and then those were the shows in it. It made me think of the way Geek and Sundry does it as well.
Yeah, true. Yep, that's not a bad. We will business this thing. But yeah, Viva La Dirt League rocks. They're so much fun. If there happens to be somebody on here that isn't watching them, I think if you watch my show, you're gonna love Viva La Dirt League. They're hysterical, and they're always. If you watch Epic NPC Man especially, I would love to make stuff for that show. I think that would be a lot of fun. I would just give it to them.
Send them something.
Yeah, I would just send them things. Be
just like, hey, I liked your stuff.
I love your stuff.
I made this.
Here, I made you armor. I made you things.
All right.
Yes.
We're going off on tangents again.
Yep. Okay. We're gonna go. Thank you guys so much for the help. I will.
Please help him in just every way. If anything, it helps us get ahead because it's every idea you give him is like a day of his life that he doesn't have to spend trying to discover that idea.
It's true. I wouldn't have thought of expanding it the other way. I was hell-bent on just one
body bag.
Yeah, just a body bag. I was hell-bent on just a body. It could be a sleeping bag. What if you're out in the wilderness and you're freezing and you're like, hey, if I only had a tiny little portable tent. And then you open your bag and you climb on in, and then it's waterproof and you got your body temperatures staying in there. You're good. You're going to live. Congrats. Your bag did it.
Oh, that'd be actually really cool if like it's your hiking bag, and then you take out all your stuff, you set up your camp, and then it becomes your sleeping bag. And all of like the essentials that you don't want to take out can be like on outer pouches.
Right. And then a horrible curse happens and you become the bag man.
But this is the bag of excellent expansion, specifically non-extra dimensional.
Hey, you're just a corpse in a bag. I guess the thing that happened was bad and you died.
The curse is like a dagger going through it.
A tree limb falls and kills you in your bag, and they find you in a bag, and they're like, "Why was he in his bag?" We'll never know. You're gonna be on some unsolved mysteries. All right, y'all. Have a good night. As always, the way we end the show. I live now. Bye.